What's poppin', everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. The kitchen is now open for service. This is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network. Happy Monday. It is May 1st, 2023. Hope all of you had a wonderful weekend, whatever it was that you did on the weekend. But it's beginning of the week for us, at least, right here, for your content creator and all that stuff. But here we are. What's going on, everyone? I am the chef here. I am Steve. We're joined here by line cook himself, Mr. Hollywood Caden Lee. What's going on, Caden?
What's up, Steve? I'm trying to get this list because it is confusing.
The list of the ingredients. Yeah, man. Listen, we have a big service.
This draft shit is fucking weird.
Oh, bro, you're telling me. I'm still confused. Like, how does one brand have more than the other brand? Like, they never.
How does Raw pick up more on the second day? Like, way more than SmackDown. And also, they didn't tell anybody what time they were going to do it. They just said it was going to happen at a specific time or at a later time in the day, and it would be happening, but they wouldn't tell you what time it was going to be at. I was like, it was the most discombobulated shit. And y'all had the first draft was supposed to take place in September or October. They were supposed to do it. And they pushed it until May, late April, early May. And y'all still don't know what you're doing?
To be fair, though, I would rather them do it this time of the year. Rather it be like in the middle of October.
After WrestleMania is the best part to do, best place to do it. But know what you're doing.
Yes. Because normally, middle of October, we do the draft, and then what's around the corner? Survivor Series. And back then, it was Raw versus SmackDown, brand supremacy, right? And all that stuff. And so, yes, I agree, that do it like this time of the year, after WrestleMania, new season, but get your shit together. Get your shit fucking together. But other than that, Caden, how was your weekend?
My weekend was overall a pretty good week. Besides Saturday being absolute dog shit from having an economics test. Yesterday, I took a nice little me day. I went down to Disney, and I got to watch my Florida Panthers defeat the Boston Bruins, the biggest points upset in the history of the NHL. Florida was, I believe, over 40 points back of the Boston Bruins, who set a single season points and wins record in the NHL, the best record technically of all time. And they got upset by the 8th seed. I think Panthers might have been either, I don't know if they were the 16th seed, but I know in the East, they were the 8th seed, and they the Boston Bruins blew a 3-1 lead, lost at home in Boston. I know Mike was happy about it. I watched it on a phone with 3% while on a ferry back to my car, a ferry boat.
You got a ferry boat? That's what's up. So I'm assuming you went to ECOP, right? The ferry boat?
No. I went to Magic Kingdom in Hollywood Studios, Hill Stephen.
Okay. I know there's different parts of this theme park. There's
I love how you go. I assume you went to Epcot, and that's like the only park I didn't go to.
No, I'm assuming the ferry, and I know.
No, you took a ferry. So Magic Kingdom's where you take the ferry. You take a ferry from the parking lot to the park, Magic Kingdom.
And joining us here as well is sous chef himself, Big Mike. What's going on, brother? The pride of Detroit, the parlay paralyzer himself.
Yeah, chilling. Let's go, Rangers. I need you guys tonight. I need you. New York, don't fail me.
Now, quick question. Do you have an opportunity to cash out?
No, DraftKings don't do that. I'm locked in.
Damn.
Because it was a sweet deal. It was a sweet deal, bro. DraftKings had the Rangers as an underdog. A plus 100.
Yes.
Couldn't let that pass.
Which is crazy because I
did an underdog parlay. I did the Panthers. Thank you very much. I will be rooting for you. I did the Kraken, and I did the Rangers.
I had the Kraken, I had the Rangers, and then I think I texted y'all in the chat. I'm gonna Steve, give me like 3 minutes to talk about my Panthers.
That's fine. Hey, listen.
We'll talk more about it tomorrorow. FMC, Fightful Overbooked.
We're stalling.
8:30 a.m. So
what's going on?
I know a lot of people give shit on me for football, for having multiple teams. Football, I'm okay with riding with one team. Hockey, I have 3 teams. No one can say shit about my 3 teams because each team has a reason and an emotional reason, and I cheer for all of them with all my heart. And I don't want to give up any of the teams. I love them all.
I'll let you slide with hockey. Everything else, no.
Yeah, everything else, I'll accept one team. Everything else, I'll accept one team.
Respect.
But hockey, the Florida Panthers mean a lot to me because that's where I started watching hockey. Was when I moved down to Florida. We lived 20 minutes from the arena. We had half-season tickets. I trained. I learned to play hockey. I learned to skate at their arena or their practice facility. So what?
You can ice skate?
Yeah, I can skate. I have skates.
That's what's up, bro.
I have CCM tax.
I can't.
I have the same skates as Alex Ovechkin.
I can't rollerblade. I can't skate the same.
I love the Florida Panthers, but we're perennially dog shit. We are one of the most perennially dog shit teams in the league. So getting to see them upset Boston while I was at Disney during Disney's big fireworks show, they have Tinkerbell fly. Like she flies she goes on a zip line, but she like flies.
Is there a video of this?
And they tied the game while I was on this ride, and the ride goes right by where you're seeing the fireworks, goes right by the castle. Yeah. And as I'm going, so the Panthers tie, and then 15 seconds later, I go by and Tinkerbell flies right past me. And I was like, oh, it's magic. It's meant to be.
Is there
Tinkerbell wished upon? She was like, "When you wish upon a star." They were doing the whole thing, like "When you wish upon a star." And
is there a video
oh my God,
of this though?
It's meant to be. The Panthers deserved it. The comeback Cats down 3-1 in the series. They overcame it. They pulled a Cleveland Cavaliers back in 2016. I think it was the year 2015. One of those years. They did it.
Now,
it was 16.
Is there a video of this? Is there a video of the spectacle, the fireworks from Disney?
Yeah, there's videos all over.
I gotta see this one of these days. Like Tinkerbell, like that's crazy.
Yeah, they have Tinkerbell. Disneyland has one now where they have Baymax flying. It's fucking insane, Steve. I've never seen anything like it.
Listen, I have to be there, but I have to be stoned. I have to literally.
No, you don't. No, you don't gotta be stoned at Disney.
For me,
you don't gotta be stoned at Disney.
Did I ever tell you the story? I got lost in the castle many years ago.
We don't need to talk about this, Steven.
But it's brutal. I found out a lot of things that day. I'd rather not talk about it. But anyway.
Let's go Panthers. Beat the fucking Maple Leafs. I texted my dad saying the Boston bitches go down. As also a diehard Montreal Canadiens fan, I fucking hate the Bruins. So, fuck Boston.
Yes.
Listen. I love the clam chowder. I love the Boston cream donut. That's as far as it'll go.
It's so overrated. It's so overrated.
No, but you gotta go to like a mom and pop donut shop.
It's still overrated as fuck.
Not how I eat them. Trust me.
Steve loves that cream.
No. I put it in ice cream, right? But I put it in ice cream, right? and mix it together, right? With it, you know what? I put Nutella with some Nutella.
What did you say on ATP Gaming, Steve? You said I feel something inside of me.
Well, listen. I'm glad you mentioned that. Over the weekend, we did another installment of ATP Gaming.
We did 2.
Well, yes, we did, but this was probably, again, they were both great. We're in process of, I guess, creating ourselves and do like a war game type of thing. War games, Survivor Series style type of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to have Walter or somebody that has the game that uploads the PNG to. They need to upload our logo and True Hill Heat logo up on the CC. Yeah.
So what are we doing?
And then I'll create some people.
So what are we doing?
We're probably gonna have to have Walter because I don't know. I think Walter, because he has PC, I think he can upload the face scans too. Yeah. So that's what I'll probably have to do with mine because like when they were like, oh, this guy looks nothing like you. Here's the thing. Any game I play, there's nobody that looks like me. Like it's so weird because I have such a weird face. There's not a single of the face things that like looks anything like me. So I have to go with the closest one that might like somewhat look like me. Like I went through all of the face ones, like, oh, none of these look like me. So we'll probably have to just do the face scan. That's why they always look so good when you're like, oh, why does Vikingo look so good in the game, which he actually does. Whoever made Vikingos looks really good. It's because they just use a face scan. They don't. they don't actually go custom design the faces. They find a find a PNG, they throw it into a face scanner, and then
Boom, there it is.
yeah, it's not hard.
NY Rangers hate the Boston Bruins, their rivals. Palou ask here.
The Rangers
You
and
guys,
the Bruins? Not really.
You guys doing one for when Fight Forever comes out, whenever that is?
Yeah, we'll play Fight Forever.
Yeah, when I'm 85 years old, I'll do it.
Yes, when I drop down to 150 pounds. Yeah, that's
when I have AARP.
Yeah, when I see my kids scoring when I see my son or daughter score their first goal in soccer.
Steve, you're being generous.
That's whenever it happens. Yeah, that's
Steve. I think you're overestimating.
Just put Roman Reigns with some glasses, and you got Caden.
I don't know about that.
There's just like they don't have. Nobody has a. There's no hair in the game that has a middle part, which is weird. I wonder if the women have it. But I know at least on the men's side, the men don't have a single hairstyle like mine.
I'm pretty sure there's a you know what it probably you probably gotta play My Rise and play the Lock storyline, because somewhere down the line, Jean-Paul Levesque, he has that hairstyle.
Does he have his theme song too?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Jean-Paul Levesque, he has the pretty gold locks with this part, and then the ponytail that's braided, but it's just a ponytail that you're looking for, but you can still use it.
I don't really want that. I have it in a pony today. I want the hair down. I don't want the pony.
Also, before we move on, I want to take this time to congratulate Carmella and Corey Graves on the announcement on their expecting their first child.
I was wondering why Mella was just like randomly gone for months.
Well, now you know.
Now we know why.
Yeah, that was basically sort of the reasons why she was going for a lot of the times the first time, but they had a lot of
they had the miscarriage.
Unfortunate miscarriages, and she went through a hard time with that.
I'm happy for them. I really
am. I'm happy for them too.
Are. I don't think any of us are unhappy with. We're all very happy for them, and glad that that Mella's going to be able to do that. I know that's something that she's talked about that, so I'm really happy for her. Happy for Corey.
Yeah, I'm just glad they kept trying, because sometimes when you have a lot of miscarriages, people just stop trying,
or they adopt, or they
adopt. Yeah,
you know.
Okay,
also,
this doesn't look terrible. Okay, let me take a picture of this one.
Also, I want to take the time to congratulate over the weekend, Gunther and Ginny tied the knot.
Oh, love everywhere, huh?
That's
I didn't know that.
They tied the knot. Gunther has some dance moves on the dance floor. That dude has some dance moves, y'all. Dude can.
I didn't see that. I didn't see any of that. So if anybody wants to. Put it in the radicals. I'll watch that.
Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm trying to get my USB.
Oh boy. But anyway, as Kaden is trying to do that, what is going on, Brandon World? Hope all is well with you as well. And Kaden Lee's back. What's going on, Kaden? What the? Well, this is coming out of his salary. Say nah. But I'm happy.
Let's move on to the first topic. Come on.
Let's. Well, Kaden has the list, so
What do you mean? You tweeted the list. Just look at your tweet.
No. Like the list of the draft list. The draft.
You want to start with the draft first? Let's start off with
Let's start with Britt Baker.
Thank
first.
you. Let's start with something.
So over the weekend, Britt Baker put out a T-shirt on AEW. Well, AEW shop put up a T-shirt of Britt Baker. It's basically Britt Baker with the black eye.
Mm-hmm.
And this...
yes, we got it. Okay,
you use your web...
That's the current one I have.
Keep that right there. Keep that right there, man. Keep that right there, man.
Oh, hell no. I think the face is probably the best I'm going to get unless I do a upload.
You didn't put no facial hair on it. Maybe if you put facial hair on it, then
It's supposed to.
It is sort of look. It'd be like an 80%.
Yeah. It looks like me mixed with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, the jawline.
This is Cody Rhodes.
It does look like me mixed with Cody Rhodes.
All right, Britt Baker.
Yes, Britt Baker. Britt Baker.
I wanted to start with like the good news, and then we'll go into the dog shit. But
All right,
All
fine.
right.
Let's get
What's
to the
on your
good news.
list?
What's on the? So, Kate, do you have the list? Do you have the roster list?
yeah, I wanted to talk about the WWE draft. That look, it's a little dog shit, but I will say I'm always a fan of a draft. Steve or Mike, y'all got that?
I got it.
So I wanted to quickly. It does look like a British bulldog, Dolores. I wanted to quickly run down the draft and kind of just give our thoughts overall on the first night. We're gonna have a second night tonight here on Monday Night Raw. Technically third night because Saturday. We did not get to talk about any of the Saturday editions either, so we'll talk about those. But to go down the order overall, and I'm going to say, so anything is going to go SmackDown to Raw. I'm not going to every time say SmackDown, Raw. Just know that every other one is a SmackDown pick. So first, we have the Bloodline, which was, they said it in this order. Paul Heyman.
I said I got it.
I beat him too. Don't worry about it. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't hear that part.
Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa. They have the WWE Universal Champion or undisputed WWE Universal Championship on SmackDown, which meant that Raw is going to get the World Heavyweight Championship. Then we had Cody Rhodes. Followed by that, Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair switching brands. Imperium Intercontinental Champion Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci. They're going to switch brands. We have the Street Profits sticking together. Then Matt. Oh, it was Becky Lynch after Cody. I forgot to say that one. So Becky, then the Profits, then Imperium, then Edge, Matt Riddle, Bobby Lashley gonna go feud with Roman. Drew McIntyre, don't know why he was picked that early, considering he's about to fucking be gone in a few weeks. Same with Edge, he's gonna be gone in a few weeks. The OC,
I don't think they're leaving.
The OC with AJ Styles and Michin are fully part of the group. Are returning AJ Styles. They're going back to the land of opportunity. AJ Styles and the house.
Back to the place that runs the place. The face that runs the place.
The Miz is staying put on Raw. Damage Control, that whole faction
Damage
heading
goods.
over to the blue brand.
Damage
Shinsuke
goods.
Nakamura is jumping over to Raw as well. I don't think he's ever been permanent. I think he's only ever been on SmackDown. I don't think he's ever been on Raw.
He's wrestled on Raw before. He wrestled on Raw.
He's wrestled on Raw, but I think he's only ever been on SmackDown. I don't think he's ever been on Raw. I'm sure I can look, but I don't remember him ever being on Raw. And then we had the NXT one. So first, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Don't know why they were drafted before Indy, but they were Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the spooky bitches. The NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And then speaking of NXT Women's Champions, the NXT Women's Champion Indy Hartwell, after successfully defending her title at Spring Breakin', was called up to the Raw brand. Indy Hartwell, we're going to find out a little when I go into the Saturday picks. She has been reunited with The Way, as on Saturday they announced some more picks. Raw got Apollo Crews, Candice LeRae, Dexter Loomis, so that The Way is all fully together, because I believe I think Johnny is today, though, so Johnny will probably go up today as well. Chelsea and Sonia, JD McDonough, a call-up from NXT. Apollo Crews was as well, who was technically a call-up. Natalia, the Viking Raiders, which include Eric, Ivar, and Valhalla. Zoe Stark, another call-up, and the Maximum Male models of Massey, Mensua, and Maxine Dupree. Now on the SmackDown side, they kept Hit Row, Top Dollar, Ashanti the Adonis, and B-Fab, and then they also kept Lacey Evans. So SmackDown's extra picks, they didn't get anybody else from NXT. They basically just kept people they already had. Whereas Raw called up multiple people from from NXT, and then I think that they stole about 4 talent from SmackDown. So I'm going to say, based off of overall, I think Raw won, but based on just Friday night, SmackDown kicked their ass. Raw won in the second day, where they gained they gained 2 really good call-ups in Zoe Stark and JD McDonough in terms of the in-ring action. And then getting a good tag team in the Viking Raiders, getting a women's tag team, getting the way together. Another good member of the women's roster, Natalia. I thought Raw did really good on Saturday, but Heel Steven, how are you feeling about the draft? Specifically, let's talk about how do you feel Friday. I want to know how you felt with all this bullshit of drafting fucking 5 people. Like tonight, we're going to see all 5 members of the Latino World Order together. And you have 4 members of the OC. Solo Sikoa was with Roman for some reason, but not the Usos. Like, what is
Well,
this?
you got to remember, the Usos were in a tag team. They were gonna get a shot at the tag. So that possibility, had they won, they would have been available on both brands. Now, more likely today on Raw, we'll see where the Usos will land. I thought overall, that Friday was very confusing. Like you said,
Let me go ahead. He doesn't have a lot of time, so should we bring him in?
Yes, bring in live for the Chase Mobile, the one, the only Chase Oliver. Chase, what's going on, brother?
Not too much, Steve.
That's what's up, brother.
Chase, I know we know that you don't have a long time typically on these shows, but I want to know how you felt about this, the rigging of the WWE draft, even more rigged than the NFL draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't understand. I was like, all of a sudden you can draft like whole factions and stuff. Like, wasn't really big of a fan of it, to be honest. Like, you could just draft like a whole group of people. I'm surprised RBD could say the names of the Imperium. That was more shocking than anything else in the draft. I was very shocked. And he said the most random guy first. He didn't even say Gunther. He goes Giovanni, whatever. I was like,
Vinci.
What?
Yeah,
he goes with that fool first. Like, the dude who was losing to Chase U on NXT. That guy. I don't know. I think he beat Chase U. Who knows? Who cares? Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. And then just like, drafting a bunch of people, big groups, like, I get it, you need roster depth, but yeah, you have to limit it a little bit,
Yeah, I just missed that surprise factor where, hey, factions or groups can be separated. I just missed that, this whole idea, like we just said, you can draft a whole faction off one pick. To me, it's just like, it's a kill. It's a fucking kill. I know a lot of people were, I know WCA saying here in the comments, the dumbest decision was to draft Cody Rhodes to Monday Night Raw.
Well, that was a smart decision because now they can keep Cody and Roman away from each other. That's the whole point. You want to keep Cody and Roman away from each other. You don't want Cody and Roman to go at it right away. First of all, it'd be dumb to have both Roman and Cody on the same show because Cody's the hottest face. Roman's the hottest guy just in general. Not even going to say heel. There's no such thing with Roman Reigns. He's the babyface in my book. Just because you guys don't see the Tribal Chiefs ways, that's on you. But no, I'd be dumb to keep both of them on the same brand because then people are going to really, really treat that World Heavyweight Championship as a consolation prize if Cody and Roman are on the same brand. People are already calling it a consolation prize. Now, imagine if you keep them both on the same fucking brand. Oh, no one's going to take that belt seriously. So Cody's like the perfect guy to either be the first champion and just, say, well, Brock did it last time, and I'm doing it this time. And then he's going to find a way to try to want to unify the belts, and then he can end up losing it. Or he's the guy to put over, a Seth Rollins to win that title because, Cody didn't even really mention the belt last Monday. He kind of, just beat up poor little Finn Balor and then moved on with his life. Yeah, didn't even look at it. He was looking at the fake WrestleMania sign. He was looking at the WrestleMania 40 sign for next year. Wasn't even looking at the title.
He was not, yeah. I even heard people say, "Oh, but there's ways to go back to Roman and Cody. You could have Cody win Money in the Bank." This is what I've been hearing from folks, by the way. Like I said, and have him choose to cash in on Roman at SummerSlam.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Again, there's ways to get there, people. There's ways to get there. I really don't think the fact that Cody's on Raw is a reason to panic here. There's no reason to panic, even if whether he wins or not. So let's say the rematch happens at SummerSlam. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see on that.
I will say I will be okay with it. And I said this because I think me and Romeo were like, we understand why they did it for the ratings reasons. I still would have. I think you could have told a really good story with them being on the same brand and Roman trying to kind of dodge Cody. I think you could have told a really interesting story there. I really, really do not want Cody winning that belt at all. I think it really makes it look like a consolation prize if that's the belt he wins and he doesn't beat Roman. I would love it. I think he should lose to Rollins. That was what I was saying, is I think he should lose to Rollins for that belt. I think it adds, if you're trying to really do the whole thing about Cody facing adversity, I'd have Rollins get that win back.
Now, who's to say, right? Tonight on Raw, Cody's like, I don't even want part of that tournament. I don't want nothing to do with that world heavyweight.
Then you look like a fucking idiot. That's when you look like Wardlow.
No, yeah, Cody's gonna be in the tournament and stuff. It's like, but it's either or. He either wins it and becomes the first world champion, and then he can go on this whole like, I finished part of my story, but not the real story because I need to beat Roman Reigns, and he can use it as a bargaining chip, saying he knows Roman Reigns likes to collect belts. I'm going to keep this belt until WrestleMania 4. And then you have like an interesting, hey, can Cody keep that belt all the way to WrestleMania 40 to try to unify it or give a reason for the tribal chief? Or like Hayden said, you build up the adversity. He loses to Raw. The problem is you can't have Cody lose too much. I mean, he's still going to be over regardless, but he does need a big win. And even if the belt does look like a consolation prize for the time being, you want your belt always on your hottest guys. And the two hottest guys right now are Rollins and Cody, especially on that brand. And when you look at how the draft so far was constructed, it kind of favors more of a Rollins world title reign than it does a Cody world title reign. But you can get away with Cody being the world heavyweight champion and it'll be fine. And I think they can still tell the story, and I think Cody would be fine. It could be something where, even Cody becoming a world champion in WWE, he can come back a year later and say, hey, Roman, remember when we stood in this very ring? You told me I didn't know what it's like to become a world champion. Well, now I did. And now I'm ready. And it's like, you're going to just have Cody say something like that. And it would work. And then Roman would be like, oh, yeah, see, I was always right. Because that's the beauty of heels. When you can prove a heel right, like it makes the heel like a little bit more laid back. It makes the heel a better character. So that's why I feel like Cody winning is just as fine, even if it's not Rollins. But one of those two have to win. And don't be cute with it. Don't give it to Shinsuke. Don't give it to Finn. Because we all know that's what Triple H likes to do. When he has a hot character, sometimes he likes to get cute with the belts, like he did with the original Universal title. He gave it to Finn, and then he gave it to Kevin Owens. No offense to those two guys. It just was like, bro, you had Roman Reigns, you had Seth Rollins right there, and you gave it to like two of the B Squad players.
Yes. Read some comments here as well. Thank you guys again for tuning into the stream and watching and all that stuff. And again, thank you for tuning into the chat. CPZ writes here, imagine if Austin Theory still had Money in the Bank and he cashed in on the new title once Triple H revealed it. Would be a crazy heel move.
It wouldn't even work. You can't cash in before it's even put onto somebody.
A-Town down. A-Town down, screaming out loud. He just gives the briefcase to Triple H, and then he also. That'd be great, actually.
Yes. They're coming here. So Federation, the network will say no to Unified it again.
They're not going to unify these.
No, I'm just saying Cody will use it as a chip. Like, it's one of those things where Cody really wants the WWE title that he'll use anything to get back at Roman and stuff. And he'll probably use it as that would entice Roman Reigns to want to face him because he has a world title that Roman Reigns doesn't have.
I think it's more likely that we see Cody win Money in the Bank to do that.
And get traded to SmackDown, basically.
I mean, my current prediction on what happens is he beats Brock next week or this weekend. He loses to Seth at Night of Champions. He wins Money in the Bank. He holds on to it. And then after the Rumble, I don't know if it's right after the Rumble or like sometime in February, he comes out and says, I've been holding on to this for a year. He doesn't even tease that he's going to cash it in. He just holds on to it. And everyone's like, what's he going to do with that? Is he going to go try to cash it in on somebody? Is he going to try to cash it in on a Roman? And he never does. And then he finally says, I've been holding on to it because I want my rematch at WrestleMania 40. And this is the only way I can fight Roman because it gives you the chance to fight either champion. And he goes, I want to do it honorably. So, Roman, you have 2 months. Let's do it. Philadelphia. That's my current prediction on where they're going. Or they just
I wouldn't want
Money in the Bank and they
I
tell
would.
us in advance. They tell us really far in
I,
advance.
I think Cody might just go back to back on the Rumbles because the problem is with the Money in the Bank, you give it to Cody. The UK crowd's like the worst crowd that you want to try to crown Cody in front of because
I
that
don't
crowd
agree.
always that crowd always turns on a babyface that's supposed to be beloved. That's what they do. That's what they're known for. It's Canada and the UK. You don't want to put a babyface in front of that crowd, especially if it's a crowning moment. Like LA Knight feels like a more Money in the Bank type of guy, where it's like, okay, yeah, let's give him the money. Cody having the Money in the Bank is just kind of like, okay, we know what the destination is, and it's like kind of like with Brock, where it's like Brock, we know he can always go for a title. Why does he need to win the fucking Rumble? Like we know he can go for a championship. Why does he need to win the Royal Rumble out of all the wrestlers and stuff like that? You know, like that's the thing with Cody winning Money in the Bank. It's just too obvious, and WWE loves to give Money in the Bank to sometimes. Not always the most obvious guy. Sometimes it's the less obvious guy where you say, oh shit, I didn't see that guy coming and stuff. And especially guys that really need the Money in the Bank to at least get a shot at the title. Cody don't need no Money in the Bank to get a shot at any title. He has to win one more big match. And, you know, the Rumble could be the theme where, like, what if it is the Money in the Bank? Triple H goes, no, the Money in the Bank can only be this brand's champion. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, Cody's fucked because now he has a briefcase for a belt. He don't care. So Cody will have to win the Rumble again. And people are going to say, oh, dude, they've had back-to-back Rumble winners so many times. And if anything, this will show Cody Rhodes coming through adversity. Like last year, he's like, I had the easy road. I went in at number 30 and won. This year, give me a number 1. And then he wins at number 1. He has like a epic finish. You can even do him versus Gunther as the final 2 again if you'd like and stuff. But yeah, no, Cody doesn't need Money in the Bank. I honestly wouldn't be surprised now since Edge, you know, he's now on SmackDown where it all started for him too. Wouldn't be surprised if Cody does become the first champion. And, you know, because like, let's be real, track record of Seth Rollins being World Heavyweight Champion, whenever they put that belt on Seth Rollins, what happens to the dude? He becomes less interesting. Every time he wins a belt, no one cares. They go, oh, yeah, I'm so happy he won. He has a bunch of good world title matches. Then fans start finding ways to complain about him.
Even with the singing gimmick. Even with the singing gimmick.
Oh yeah, no. People will be sick of it. They'll be like, oh, you know, Seth Rollins. It's just more of like rewarding Seth for, you know, just staying over. But it's like sometimes it's like it's okay. Just stay over. You know, just stay as over as you possibly can.
Romeo writes here, but imagine the briefcase in an American Nightmare design.
Yeah, it'll definitely be useful for a lot of people, but not for me. Imagine the briefcase with the LA Knight design.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is like Jeff Hardy. You love the chase, but once he gets it, you don't care.
Yeah, Seth is more like, look, I'm not saying Seth can't touch a world title ever again. It's just when everyone says that he's so hot, he should win the belt. If you look at and this is data, this is not like me making this shit up. Look at the ratings. Look at interest in general, the product, Google searches, trends, and everything. They go down when Seth Rollins becomes champion. Cody Rhodes, even not as champion, they've gone up. So, like, I don't know, like, you got to give it to your hottest guys. Like I said, Seth is one of them, but Cody overall is the hottest guy. And he's the main reason why people are buying tickets to the house. Because keep in mind, now that they're doing these brand splits, and now that, like, what would you want for your Cody's going to be doing these house show loops. You want people to go to these house shows, right? Saturday night's main event, Sunday night title, whatever the fuck they call it. They have all these shows, right? So what do they love to do at house shows? Send the fans home happy. Are we always going to, like, you know how many times do you think that Cody Rhodes is just going to lose in DQ to Seth Rollins and stuff? No, man. I think Cody Rhodes could win that world title just because of the house shows. Because they love it when the babyface is a house show champion. It's so much easier to sell when the babyface is a house show world champion. Not when the heel's a champion, because then you know the heel's going to win, and it's not as fun. Unless the heel's like Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns is not a heel, he's a babyface. It's just some people understand, Canadians don't. So
very well true. Reading more comments here. CPZ writes here, let's be real. Seth Rollins only over right now due to the song. Literally the Fandango effect. Take that theme away from Seth.
I don't think it's the Fandango effect at all. I don't think that they're comparable situations.
Well, the Fandango effect
helps, I think minimizing that he's only over due to his theme. I think it's minimizing the work he's done the last year.
Well, the Fandango theme was only in effect for like a little bit, like that Raw after Mania, maybe a week or two, but then after that, it just faded away. It faded out basically. I think this is Dolores. She writes, WWE will undo the titles they tied together. Randy unified the heavyweight championship into WWE championship. Now Cody can unify the WWE championship into the heavyweight championship. Interesting. But overall, listen, night one of the draft was all over the place. I know there's night 2 tonight. There's night number 2. Which I expect more of what we got in night 1. Are we all here in agreement on that? Like more craziness. Yeah. Who's to say, right? I'm just throwing it out there. Someone that got drafted on Raw gets redrafted to SmackDown. Like Cena in 2011. Remember? He was on.
I don't think we're getting that because they've told us already the draft pools. I could see trades. I think it's way more likely that we see a trade, but they basically already told us that we're not going to get anything like that.
Could very well be as well. Likely, I see Karrion Kross getting drafted to Monday Night Raw. I see that happening.
Karrion, that's the first name you fucking say.
That's what you say. You go Karrion Kross
getting drafted to Monday Night Raw.
But why is that the first name?
TikTok. Better sign that lease.
All right, Kate. Who do you see going to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown today?
Let me look. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Actually, I'm going to say the Usos go to Raw. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are on SmackDown.
That could be.
I think they're sending the Usos to the ocean of obscurity.
Big Mike, what do you think, man?
All right, guys. Before I'm leaving, the device is overheating. So, Big Mike, I'll see you guys later. By the way, if you guys don't think that T-shirt represents domestic violence, I want you guys to buy it and wear it out in public.
Facts.
Yep.
So you want me to tell you who I think is going to be on where?
Yeah.
I think we see Cross on Raw. Who's available tonight?
That's what I was looking. Like, let me find it.
Yeah, who's available tonight? Because
maybe Johnny Gargano goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, Gargano's probably gonna go to SmackDown.
No, Gargano's gonna go to Raw because that's where all the way are.
You never know, though. They might surprise.
They're gonna reunite.
Okay, I give you that. Yeah, the way is they'll probably do like a way reunion or something.
Here's the list: Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, Garza and Umberto, Asuka, Austin Theory, who's gonna go to SmackDown, Baron Corbin, Braun and Ricochet, Brock Lesnar, Bronson Reed, Cedric and Shelton, Charlotte Flair, Dana Brooke, Elias, Emma, Johnny Gargano, Judgment Day, which includes Finn, Priest, Dominic, Karrion Kross with Scarlett, Kevin and Sammy, LA Knight, Liv and Raquel, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, Rhea Ripley, Rick Boogs, Riddick Moss, no longer Madcap, he is Riddick, Ronda and Shayna, Seth Rollins, Shotzi, Tamina, Tegan, The Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge and Butch, the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, and Zelina Vega, The New Day, Kofi and Xavier, The Usos, Trish Stratus, Xia Li, and select NXT superstars. Ciampa is not eligible because he is injured. Anybody that is like long-term injured is not eligible. So like Robert Roode, Randy Orton, Big E, Tommaso Ciampa. There's Lita is not in because she's probably not going to wrestle for the rest of this run.
That is true as well. Likely as well. From NXT, Pretty Deadly. If you guys saw have it on Tuesday, they got swimming with the fishes right now.
Yeah.
I say Pretty Deadly. We gotta get Grimes tonight.
Yeah, Grimes. Grimes is probably on Raw.
Although there are rumors that Grimes will not be called up because he's already been called up. So basically,
he'll just show up.
So Raw. Yeah, so this was in a FIFA Select report last week that they talked to somebody who said that if you wrestle on a SmackDown taping think it was SmackDown, and Grimes wrestled on a SmackDown taping. If you wrestle on a SmackDown taping, you're no longer in NXT. They have them wrestle on NXT superstars wrestle on main event, not on the SmackDown dark shows, the dark tapings that they do before, or not tapings, the dark matches that they do before or after. And I believe that's what Grimes wrestled. So I think Grimes has technically already been called up and he's just going to show up, or they're just going to, I think he's maybe going to randomly show up in like a week or two. And they're going to be like, what's Cameron Grimes doing here? I think Cora Jade is called up. I think Roxanne Perez is called up. I think, although with Indy being out makes me feel like maybe Roxy and Tiff are not getting called up, but I think Cora for sure. Pretty Deadly, we said. Ilya Dragunov will be called up as well. Tyler Bate will be, I think, the Creeds. I think tonight on Raw, we're going to have an extra hour, which means we're going to get a little bit more picks than we did last night. I'm going to say we're going to get 2 sets of NXT picks per brand. So I'll say.
You mean to tell me the Bible thumper today will be more upset than he was on last Friday?
Probably already been told about all of them at this point. I think we're gonna get the Creed. So in terms of tonight, I'll say the Creeds. I'll say Roxanne Perez. I'll say Tyler Bate and Ilya Dragunov are what we get tonight. I think tomorrow we're going to find out Pretty Deadly, Cora Jade, and maybe one other. I could also see Braun. I don't think Braun's time is now. I think Braun gets called up in like September or later in the summer.
Probably so. More likely, maybe after Battleground, as some attack or some shit like that.
I could see him losing to Mello and then coming up sometime like closer to SummerSlam or after SummerSlam, like having him go take a few months off and then he comes up. Dolores was asking how you call up Indy. She champ and she hurt. She's losing the title on Tuesday, I believe. Tomorrow, I think her. And then I don't know. I think she's fine. I think she's like injured, but she can work. And then I know Alba and Isla have a match tomorrow against Casey and Kaden. Yeah. So they'll probably lose there. And then they might have announced an indie match. If they haven't, then I assume she's just going to drop the title.
I think also it's worth saying, too, I think for Indy, it was more of a moment. They wanted that moment of her reacting that
if it was a moment, then why retain?
Yeah, she shouldn't have retained. That was fucking stupid.
To be fair, too, I do recall. Now, I'm not saying she's going to show up on TV with the title, but a possibility. I do recall back in 2015, even though this wasn't part of a draft at that time, one former NXT champion back then, Kevin Owens, showing up on Monday Night Raw.
He showed up for a one-off match, Steve. And then it became champions have showed up for one-off matches or a few matches.
But it became a program,
Tommaso Ciampa, when he was champion, him and Johnny Gargano as DIY wrestled on Monday Night Raw in early 2019, if you remember.
Yes.
So that's different than being called up as the champion. I despise it. I know
But if you recall, that became a program with Cena, though, that went into 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, then he lost the belt.
Exactly.
And he got called up. He lost the belt in like the middle of that.
It's a possibility, though, so who knows? We'll see where they go with all that. Yes, Caden's burner is finally here. Look at this.
That's not my burner.
You're talking.
I don't know who it is. I also just finished my facial hair, my eyes, and my eyebrows.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
Pretty decent.
Let's move on now. Let's move on. Okay. I'm sure you guys saw on Twitter this past Saturday, Britt Baker. Well, they AEW Shop promoted a new T-shirt. Well, yeah, Shop AEW Shop, same shit. Promoted. Well, you know what I mean. Okay. Tomatoes. They promoted a new T-shirt on their site, and this got everyone just all up in arms for the right reasons, I will say. Look at that T-shirt. They're calling it Britt Baker Battle Damage.
He also, Mike, he has a pony too. I just didn't send you the pony.
That's terrific. He has a pony. You heard that, Big Mike? He has a pony.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Yes or no?
Look at the emoji I sent you.
So that means yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty decent.
But yeah, so is it loading up?
Ooh, I need to have some body hair.
That is the T-shirt on Shop AEW.
Yeah, the T-shirt, man.
It's awful.
It's first of all, I am not forking over $30 for that. Even if
I mean, I don't think you're necessarily the target audience, Steve.
no. But here's the thing, though. That's the point, though. It's a horrendous shirt. First of all, it's fucking horrendous.
The thought process of this thing literally was zero. And Chase just said it's one of the top sellers on the Shop AEW.
Because this is what let's look. Every time AEW puts out a dog shit T-shirt, what happens? They go and they buy the shit out of it. Because it's the Defenders. Like, you know what? I'll go buy it and I'll prove you guys that nobody's going to care in public. And while I don't necessarily think people are going to care as much in public as people think they are, it's a fucking terrible shirt. It's awful.
Yes.
Yeah. Terrible concept, terrible looking shirt. Zero context on the shirt.
Yeah, so I mean, Britt Baker posted a tweet out too.
Oh, are we gonna talk about Karen?
Well, I know I guess she was interviewed on Fox News as well, but I'm not gonna talk about that.
I don't know if she was interviewed on Fox News, but I know Fox News picked it up.
Yeah, of course they did, of course. But this is what I guess she said. I guess what she's been doing this whole weekend is basically quote tweeting everyone, which is another thing too. Is like, AEW, please.
A very Saraya move.
Not even that, but it's like this is where having someone teaching these folks, how to work social media would come in play. Because I get it, you're defending yourself all the fuck you want, but you gotta just learn how to pick your fucking battles. Learn to fucking pick your battles, people. So this is what I guess someone tweeted out to her, right? Can't believe AEW is trying to make money on a T-shirt that supports domestic violence. This shirt, in eyes of the public, is going to cause more harm than good. A lot of people that don't even know what AEW stands for. And some dude wearing in a bar proudly as SMH, a lot of black eyes. To which she quote tweeted in response, supports domestic violence. How? I got a black guy in a ring. My enemies put a pic on a shirt to troll me, and I outsmarted them with a, green tongue face emoji and shit. Does that mean all the top selling bloody T-shirts are supporting murder? If a male wrestler had a shirt with a black eye, would you be this pissed? With a question mark. And she's going through, and again, if you go on her Twitter, dude, she is just, here's the thing again, it's just not it for me. It's just not it. It's not it, mama. I'm sorry. It's not. Again, don't expect everyone to fucking know what AEW is. And I know a lot of AEW nut huggers, they expect you to know what AEW is. They get angry when you don't know what AEW is.
I don't think that's true. I don't.
Nah,
I think.
Trust me.
I think.
Have you seen
now
the
you're
toxic
going.
AEW?
No, Steve. Look. As a massive AEW fan, I do not think that's the case. I don't think that they expect you to know. I think that you gotta add some nuance. I know you're upset. Add some nuance into the conversation.
No, bro. Have you seen these diehard AEW fans?
Yeah, and I'm one of them, but I don't think that they're gonna rip your fucking head off. I think you're over exaggerating that there's not as many. There's not that many people who feel that exact way.
Big Mike, anything you want to add to this, bro?
Yeah, like I said, man, it's a terrible shirt. It wasn't planned out properly. Every argument that she's having with fans is just making it worse.
It is.
And sometimes, that PR person, whoever they may be,
they don't have one.
They need to hire one because it's getting ridiculous. There's no reason you should be going back and forth on this topic and defending something that means something to somebody.
Yes. And it goes back to what we're saying. A lot of these AEW diehards will fork over the money for this. They will fork over the $30 and then whatever the fuck it is with shipping and handling. Oh, they'll probably get the soft cotton too. Just want to point that out as well.
I love a nice soft cotton. I'll say that. I do love a nice soft cotton.
That's awesome. But the point of the matter is, again, it goes back to what I was saying before I was really interrupted. A lot of these AEW diehards, not you, because Kaden, I mean, you're okay compared to the rest of them. The rest of them, if you go on Twitter, bro, you say one bad thing about AEW, and it's the end of the world. And how dare you? How fucking dare you? It's like committing the holy sin. Yeah, your boy, your boy. Point of the matter is, again, imagine me. Okay, put it this way. Imagine I go to the mall, right? I'm at the mall, and I'm wearing that t-shirt. And, I see a girl, wherever it may be, and I want to talk to her. I'm not going to get that far with that t-shirt on. No. You're not going to get far because they're going to think, oh, my God, you're into beating up women?
Yeah.
I will say, I don't necessarily think that any AEW, I don't think anyone who buys this shirt is going to wear it in public. I really don't think any of them are.
You'd be surprised,
I think it's
all right.
People that are going to wear it to wrestling shows.
Next
and
week.
I'm saying, I made it clear. I think this shirt's an awful idea. I hate it. I'm playing devil's advocate as a I think this is an awful idea. I think some people are going a little too far with it.
How
they
so
are. Good? But next week, I'm going to count how many people have this shirt on
TV.
Hey, brother, ain't gonna be there that quickly. I would say wait for like another 2 weeks.
Yeah, wait at least a month.
Oh, because because they go through.
Also, whenever they say it's best selling that week, and any shirt that is new goes on to their best selling that week, especially when it's a controversial shirt. That's why it's on there. It was talked about, so more people are paying attention to it. I don't think it sold that many. I think that it's just. It also, they could just be lying to us. They could just be wanting to sell their new shirt.
People wasted their time complaining about a t-shirt on social media.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that's not something I would complain about on social media. Like I think there's a lot more things to be upset about than that, especially with like the lawsuit going on. Vince is back in control. Like there's other more important, and then outside of wrestling, in terms of life things, there are more important things to complain about than that.
It is worth the combo, though. Thank you, Chase. Yes, Perlu is worth the conversation.
I agree. I think it is worth the conversation.
But again, it's just not. Again, it's the execution just wasn't thought out. Again, I do think they need to really, again, the marketing team, whatever the fuck it may be, the PR team, whatever, right? They need to really focus on some shit here, get their shit together. Or you know what? If you would have told me, okay, you know what? The proceeds of this shit going to a charity. You know what I mean? Supporting women, the victims of women of domestic abuse, and all that shit. Then that'd be another story. Would y'all agree with that too? If the proceeds for this shirt went to a charity.
It even looked even weirder.
I think it makes it look worse. Here's the issue I have is it's such a weird conversation and there's so much nuance into it. But they have released shirts of wrestlers with like male wrestlers bleeding or with black eyes.
What? Say that again.
So that's the question I'm asking is, let's say on the opposite end, we see a picture of Orange Cassidy tomorrow. AEW uploads this exact same thing with Orange Cassidy with a black eye. I think it's equally as dumb as a fucking shirt. But I also don't think that means you then would donate that. I think it's just in general an awfully designed shirt. I don't think that they needed it. I don't think that it fixes it by donating, is what I'm trying to say. I think that like because there's other like there's context on the other shirts like Chase pointed out, but it doesn't fix the shirt or make it better by saying, oh, we're going to donate to charities, because that's not what the shirt's intent is.
Not.
I think it just makes it look way worse.
And for Britt,
according to Britt, the point of it is to make it look like she's a badass.
which it doesn't.
Well, it doesn't. When you look like that on the shirt, right? It looks like you're getting ready to say below in the caption, I've been holding this in for about 2 months now. I've been in a relationship that's been very, very bad.
I don't think Steve's idea would make anything better. I think it would just make things. It would like go against the whole idea of what they're trying to say the shirt is for.
Again, it's stupid. It is at the end of the day, and it doesn't help that Britt Baker is going. Listen, for Britt Baker, I'm going on Twitter, quoting fans, arguing with fans, and then again, it doesn't help when you are labeled on a reality show already as a Karen. Like, the reality show is not doing you any fucking favors. This does not do you any favors at all. It does not. I like Britt Baker, I do. But this whole thing is not doing her any fucking favors. To be fair, look, can we go through the AEW t-shirts right now?
I mean, I think she's turning heel soon.
I don't that.
What other topics we got to talk about?
Look at this shit. Just look at this.
Hold on. What other topics do we got to talk about? Hold on. No. Let Steve look through the t-shirts. But how many topics we got left?
We got Naomi.
That's it.
She showed up on Impact.
That might be it.
All right, look through the t-shirts for a hot second.
Look at this. Just who's wearing this? Who's wearing this?
He's now transitioned this because he just wanted to shit on AEW's t-shirt.
I'm not, but I'm just pointing out, like, yo, even we said the t-shirts.
I agree,
what is that? Kenny Omega versus Cody Street Fighter. They still got that up?
About Steve.
I like the jacket.
Oh, it's available until May 4th. Huh?
Love the jacket, by the way.
What's available until May 4th?
The Omega Cody Street Fighter.
Weren't you saying this is a crappy shirt the other day? Weren't you saying this shit was a crappy shirt?
Oh, that shirt's terrible. That shirt's terrible.
I just don't think that's the it's just transitioning it into a conversation that doesn't need
that Adam Cole shirt looks a little better than that Kenny shirt. Just a smidget, and that's even bad too.
This right here, yo, classic right here. This, woof.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a ripoff. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you got to rip off the Fed to make it do something.
The Swerve shirt. What the fuck? What is it? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Steve is moving.
And I just
Switchblade. I like the Switchblade. This is makes a good gym shirt down the road. I'm good. Good gym shirt. What? I picture an MMA fighter walking out with his t-shirt on back in the day. But anyway, let's move on.
I just got the All Elite crate back again. So in July, we back on.
We back on. Okay, we back.
That's when they shipping it.
Facts. Yeah, thank you. These t-shirts stink. Exactly, Safed. Right here, pew. These shirts stink.
This is the only reason Steve brought this up.
AEW
on the shirt.
AEW got them Impact Wrestling dudes making these shirts. To be fair,
hey, I said this in our group chat. This is this is a t-shirt company, and they can't make decent t-shirts.
Oh, their t-shirts are awful.
Like, what's going on here, man?
I think the issue is that they print every fucking thing they think of, and it's like, maybe y'all should like realize that it's not a good idea.
Yeah, not really a good idea. Anyway, let's move on here. Naomi Trinity Fatu over the weekend debuted on Impact Wrestling. She had a match, I believe, with Kylie King. Is that her name? Did I get it right? Kylan King. Yeah, she had a match. To my understanding, it's set to air this Thursday on Impact or next Thursday.
Whenever. Next Thursday, and this Thursday is going to be her promo.
Yes.
I will be watching both.
Yes, I will be watching both. Who knows? Maybe I might recap Impact.
Any of them.
I'll be watching Impact. Listen, I watched last Thursday's Impact. All right.
How was it?
Overall, again, the wrestling's always good. I'm never gonna shit on the wrestling on Impact Wrestling. You know, the main event was Deonna Purrazzo versus she's one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Oh, fucking hell. I
That
should
doesn't
know
help
her.
me because there's two.
Well, one half of them. I forgot her name though. Oh
I
my
should remember
goodness.
who they are.
Oh my goodness, yo. This is sad because she's been around for a long time. I think she's also a former Knockouts champion.
Is it Taylor Wilde?
Yeah, you go, Taylor Wilde. There you go.
With her and
Fucking-
Kylin are the tag champions, I believe.
I know, but so they had a good match. Obviously Deonna got the win. You also had, I think, on the show, what was it? Yeah, there you go, Taylor Wilde. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, LMFAO. Yeah, Jordan Grace in action too. She had a match. She got the win, obviously. But overall, again, the wrestling on Impact is never going to be bad. It's just all over the place. Just all over the fucking place.
They're getting there.
They're getting there. They're getting there. And who knows? Again, I might consider reviewing Impact because I might take one for the team here. I'll go more details about that down the road. But also, Mercedes was actually in attendance for the show, considering that, Trinity, was in support for Mercedes at Tokyo Dome and all that stuff. So Mercedes returned the favor back. And also over the weekend, CM Punk showed up on Impact backstage, or he was at the show as well, being that they were in Chicago.
Do you want to know what he did backstage?
Well, he took a photo with Jordan Grace.
No. He did something backstage.
He got a pipe bomb.
No, he played Uno.
That's wonderful.
He played Uno backstage.
Yes, Sean just reported that.
Bruh.
Oh my god!
Hey, let the guy enjoy his life. Oh my god!
Show up to work. Show up to work.
They ain't letting him show up to work.
Also, act like you want to show up to work.
Also, I heard.
There's like 3 other topics from last week we never talked about.
What was it? The injuries from NXT? The injuries?
So it was the injuries. We didn't talk about the lawsuit at all, and then we didn't talk about CM Punk's meeting.
So yes, I was gonna say over the weekend also. I also did say, I was going to get to saying that Jericho and Punk had their meeting. They had their meeting. I don't know how it went though, but I know that they had their meeting.
So Jericho and Punk had their meeting in Tampa, Florida. That's where Jericho lives. So I assume they probably just did it at his house. Dax and Catch were there. I don't know I think Tony was there. Tony lives in Jax, so it's not that bad of a drive for him. It's like 3 to 4 hours. Or you can just fucking take a private jet there.
You were tracking. You were making sure.
I don't know. I didn't even know that was happening until 3 days later. Because he did. People were curious about why Punk went from Florida to Chicago, because that was a report, is that he flew from Florida to Chicago, and so that's why. So yeah, they had the meeting. Supposedly it went very well. The assumption is that Collision will be led by CM Punk and Jericho, and the Jericho, like CM Punk, Dax, and Cash, and then Jericho with the Jericho Appreciation Society. That's the assumption, and that the first feud for Punk when he returns is going to be Chris Jericho, because Jericho is they have beef. People know that, and Jericho is willing to work with him based on, as long as they had the, like, Jericho was willing to at least have the meeting. So that's supposedly, and like Chase said, the guys he fought don't want to talk. They don't want to have the meeting right now.
Even though they're EVPs and there's
we've had this conversation a million times. They don't want to have the conversation. I don't think they want to be EVPs anymore. I think they're kind of sick of it. They're not.
They couldn't handle it. It was too much for them. It happens.
That's why Cody left. Cody didn't want to be an EVP anymore. He said that.
Hey, listen, they realized they were trying to fit into shoe they couldn't. They were trying on shoes they couldn't fit.
Realistically, they stopped being. There was a report in 2021 that said they stopped doing most of their EVP stuff back then. They haven't really been EVPs for 2 years. They're only EVPs in title.
Hey man, like I said,
are they still EVPs in pay?
They're EVP, but I don't think it pays them that much more. I think it just gives them.
Sucks, then.
I think it just gives them a wrestler. I think it gives them a version of creative control. but a lot of people didn't agree.
Hey, Walter. Late for work, but hey, man,
I'm late. Damn. I must have got the Chicago time zone. My bad.
it's
No,
okay.
you on
it's okay.
CP time. That's all right.
All right, here. I finished my guy. I'll send him to Walter. I'll send him to Mike. I ain't sending it in the group chat.
That's
Damn.
wonderful.
I'm not trying to get roasted by Chase.
Come on,
He looks fair like Walter. I'd say that he looks like probably the best I'm gonna get.
Walter fresh out of training camp. That's right. This Saturday,
That's
brother.
right. This Saturday.
And Walter Cejudo is gonna go up against Aljamain Sterling for the UFC Bantamweight Championship.
Yep. I'm already here in the East Coast, so
How'd the weight
I'm all
cut
set.
going, buddy? How'd the weight cut going? Where are you right now? Are you close to 135? Are you close to 135 right now?
long way to go from that, but maybe I got some Panero bread. Maybe that'll help.
Panero bread.
Yeah, drink some soup. I got some soup here waiting for me.
Chase, you don't even know what my guy looks like. I redid it. Walter and Mike have it.
Santa-
Mike's seen the face. Mike said he thought the face looked good.
Well, again, I'll let them be the
Pause.
judge of that.
You
Pause.
said
That's
that.
absolutely
Pause.
pause.
Let's see
This
what
looks looks better than what we saw last time.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
also,
I think
I
it's
like
yes.
yes.
Walter. What I said was I think it's the best I'm gonna get unless I do a face capture.
So also,
this is much better.
there were also NXT injuries that took place, as you guys saw at Spring Break-In. Tiffany Stratton looked like she had a concussion after hitting that move off the top rope to the outside. Grayson Waller fucked up his ankle.
Did it come out that Tiff has a concussion?
That's what they were saying. I could be wrong.
For real?
It's the vibe.
I
But
didn't
if he,
see
What
anything
sources?
about
What
Tiff.
sources?
Yeah, what
Peruvian.
sources, Steve? Steve's like my sources.
Peruvian?
Peruvian select. Peruvian.
I don't think Tiff is injured. From what I had heard was that Tiff was basically when Indy went out, Tiff didn't know what the fuck to do because the issue with NXT women's matches, which I think is overall fine until you have something like this, they over choreograph the fuck out of them. The men's get a degree of it, but the women get fully over choreographed. It's really bad. So when you have Indy go out, Tiff didn't know what to do. You could see that. And I saw it. And I was like, Tiff is confused. I said either Tiff, because I sent in the chat, I was like, is Tiff concussed? Because she looked confused as fuck. And it was just that she was just confused.
Yeah.
And Rox had to kind of carry. And I think that's, I don't necessarily think it's either of their faults. I think
it's their
that's what
experience.
happens.
Their inexperience. They'll get there.
Yeah,
though.
Tiff needs a lot more. Like I think that showed she was not ready for main roster right now.
Yeah.
She needs.
I mean, she admitted it too.
She admitted it too and busted open that
yeah,
she wants to still stay in next, which I respect.
she needs
You know
another
what?
year. She 100%.
Because here's the thing about it. There's a lot of wrestlers that will. There's a lot of, in this case, performers, right? That will say, "Oh, I'm ready for the big time. I'm ready to take it all. I'm ready to, for the bright light, the fame, what have you, right?" And she's being honest about it. Like, yo, I still want.
Unless you're Von Wagner.
Yeah.
Well,
He gets to be a free agent.
Hey,
and
Diet
everything.
Jack, take those glasses off. We're inside.
Hey,
Hey,
you
Diane Jack, take the glasses off. We're
Can you imagine
inside.
him and Omos being attacked since they're both free agents? I'm just saying, him and Omos.
Is that
being
what you're
attacked?
wishing?
You
know,
never know,
not a
man.
bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Main event.
I do have a little theory on something, but I will.
What else happened, Caden?
You got an
besides-
Austin theory, or what type of
it's a
theory
different,
you
it's a
got?
different theory.
It's a different theory.
I will discuss that at a later time when I can talk about that theory.
So what else happened, Caden? What other news that we missed?
I think we talked about. I think Romeo and me talked about it. There's 8 women out with ACL injuries.
Yes.
8 women got the
Look,
Tegan Knox treatment. Jesus.
Shout out!
Christ.
Oh my
Shout out
God.
Thea Hale. I'm sure that she's just trying to be a good company
They
gal.
got the legit Layla Hirsch
But,
injury right now. huh?
Like Thea, stop. Like there's 8 injuries for a reason. There's an issue. She's trying to be like, oh, I don't know where people get this. Like, no, it was Meltzer. Like Meltzer has good sources inside the performance center. He always will, and I know why he does. So I'm gonna trust that report. Like I said, I don't trust Dave when it comes to AEW. I trust Dave when it comes to WWE. In terms of like,
of
especially
course
with
he does. Of course.
What?
Big Mike, that was a good impression.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Oh, the
didn't
ball
catch it.
magnet.
The
Von
Von
Wagner?
Wagner.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, I forgot how he sounds, to be honest.
Dude,
I
that
sent
clip
two
is
memes
everywhere
about-
on Twitter.
Didn't I send one where it was like Vaughn and
You did,
Vaughn and
yeah.
Omos once in a lifetime? Chase,
It was that.
Dave
it
has
was,
not been on the money with AEW. Almost
Come on.
every report he's put out about CM Punk
150,000,
has been proven false.
150 G's, baby, 150 G's.
Dave has not been on the money with AEW. He was actually. I thought Dave was really good for the first.
Also, he
year.
was. So he was.
He was for a
on-
while. It turned. I think it was 2021 that I noticed it turned, and he no longer got the right information from his sources.
Man.
Wow.
Because look at who reported Bryan Danielson. Look at who reported CM Punk. Look who reported Brawl Out. None of those were Meltzer. The three biggest, and look who reported Cody
He said,
Rhodes
what do
leaving.
you mean?
The four biggest
Well,
stories in AEW.
Who
have not
didn't
been
report the
Meltzer.
big news from last weekend? Who didn't report those news?
Yeah, what you mean?
Yeah, Pelu was like, with AEW, Dave is always like, it's happening like this, but I'm not sure. Also, Chase, I know for a fact that most of what Dave has said about the Punk news is not correct. And I'm going to say that's actually not true. The report that CM Punk was coming back to AEW came from Sean Ross Sapp. The report that Punk was coming into AEW came from Sean. 100%. That was broken by Sean. The report of Brawl Out came from Sean.
Shut up. Let him talk.
Yeah, Steve.
I
as
respect
soon as I say Sean, Sean is when it comes to AEW, Sean typically has, and same with WWE. Sean's typically like the most accurate right now, but when it comes to the PC, Meltzer's got good sources there. Meltzer's got good sources of the PC.
Yeah. So what else happened, Caden? What else did we miss over the week that we didn't cover?
Want to talk about this WWE lawsuit?
I heard rumblings about it.
Heard rumblings. All right,
Don't be scared. Talk about it.
No, let's talk about it, Caden. You break it down, Caden.
A lawsuit was filed.
We'll hand the bills
I gotta
out for the
find
guests.
that
After this,
shit.
we'll hand the bills out.
Give me a second. Kill time. Talk about something else. Dave did not get it right with Punk recently. I think he got like one thing somewhat close. Dave does not know shit about Punk. Dave's shit about Punk comes from the Dave's shit about Punk comes from people that would not like
his
Punk.
shit.
Yeah, his shit. Dave is not right about Punk, and I respect the hell out of Dave Meltzer.
Tuna.
But he doesn't get anything right about Punk because he doesn't like Punk. And Dave admitted on his timeline that he got information from Punk, that there was something that he got and that was right. The thing about Hangman, that was right because that came from Punk. And Dave admitted that on accident, and then he had to delete it. And as soon as you say that, I'm like, all right, buddy. Nah, I don't believe you anymore about shit you say. When you out your sources, that's where I'm like, all right. You're no longer like when you publicly out a source, that means you have an issue with that source, and that means that you're not going to accurately report on them anymore.
Anyway, let's last top
WE
lawsuit.
I'm googling. ESPN. Let's go with theirs.
So Walter, how was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend?
Oh my god,
My weekend?
You said kill time.
Meltzer and Alvarez be bending stories to make Punk look bad. So fucking true.
Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Tuna.
And I like everybody. I like the Elite. I like Punk.
We know you. We know you do.
Okay.
We know you love being the.
A former WWE writer has filed a lawsuit against the company claiming racial discrimination in a hostile work environment. Brittany Abrams, a black woman, said she was fired by WWE last year in retaliation. Fucking word for pushing
In
back-
retaliation?
Retaliation. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't say it.
It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
For pushing back against racism as well as racist stereotypical pitches, and the writers.
It just happens to you all the time.
According to court documents,
Yeah, I was about to say, come on.
it was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York. It listed defendants as WWE itself, plus 5 backstage company employees and executives, Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon. It also named, what's his fucking face? Oh, what was his name?
Done something. Chris.
Oh, not
Dunn.
Kevin. No, it didn't. No. Oh, yeah. It was named Ryan Callahan, Chris Dunn, and one other person whose name I can't remember. In the suit, Abrams alleges that during her employment, several writers made racist pitches, one of which included the idea of a backstory for Saudi Arabian-born wrestler Mansoor Mansour having secretly orchestrated the attacks of September 11, 2001, when he was 6 years old, I believe. Also in the suit, Abrams claims that oh God, we need to be careful, guys. Steve, Steve, if you're gonna laugh, turn your fucking camera off.
Dude, he was 6 years old. So you can tell me at 6 years old.
We gotta be careful about laughing, guys.
Well, yeah, true. We're about to be monetized here. Come on.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Well, also it's a joke though. I mean, it's why are they? I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're true or not.
6 years old. He was 6 years old, and they wanted him to do that.
There's way more.
6 years old.
What type of crack was they smoking?
She claims that a writer.
You got a point there, Caden. You got a point there. You do level the worst stuff. You do. Yeah,
I laugh as a defense mechanism. I laugh like whenever I'm depressed.
Oh,
no. What?
That's actually extremely true. I fully laugh as a coping mechanism. Also,
I'm gonna use
Abrams claims that a
okay,
writer,
brother.
guys. A writer continually penned racist and stereotypical jargon for WWE Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, who was black. She also alleges there was a push for Nigerian-born wrestler Apollo Crews to speak with an over-the-top Nigerian accent, and that there was an idea to rebrand a white wrestler as a hunter
champion.
So this part was actually detailed later. The idea was for Shane Haste. I forgot what his name was in WWE, but he's Shane Haste now.
Teabag or
no, he wasn't Teabag. He was
Slapjack, Flapjack, or Slapjack.
But he was going to be a Australian Crocodile Dundee type hunter who would hunt down Reggie and imprison him. Shane Thorne was his job. Also,
Dang, I'm trying to eat. Fuck.
Abrams claims she was fired by Abrams alleges that she
I ain't gonna lie, I want to see that on television.
Were discriminated against.
Oh my god. Damn.
All right, let's continue. Let's move on.
She was fired in 2022 because she took home a commemorative chair from WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, even though there was an open practice among WWE employees and she witnessed white employees doing that very thing without punishment. In the years prior to plaintiff making her complaint of discrimination, WWE did not subject employees to disciplinary action in response to taking the removable, temporary seating, limited edition WrestleMania branded chairs from the WrestleMania events. Sells wrote in the complaint. I believe that's her lawyer. WWE did not respond to a request for comment on the lawsuit. I do know that Sean, I believe Fightful also did reach out, and that there was not anything responded. Also, plaintiff emailed Ryan Callahan and complained about the offensive nature of the requirement for Apollo to speak with a Nigerian accent. However, despite plaintiff's complaint, Callahan failed and or refused to take corrective action, and we all know what happened there. Oh, what was the other one?
Sent his ass right back to NXT. That's why.
A script included instructing Bianca Belair to say, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass. Oh God, this is awful.
Let me read Chief's comment real quick here.
Oh, he was previously fired. Callahan was previously fired and then brought back, and he was reportedly classed as too difficult to work with.
Different times, yeah, buddy. Yeah, different times. Sometimes the racist stuff is funny. As a Mexican, the funniest shit I've ever seen is when JBL was defending the border.
That was a great segment.
But I don't know
the difference between saying that the earring one ain't racist. Any woman can say that. I mean, Bianca supposedly...
It's stereotypical.
It is named in the lawsuit not that racist. Bianca Belair herself did not want to say half the shit, and that they still made her say it.
That is tough.
Well, keep in mind, too, I mean, this was Bianca before the main event of WrestleMania.
No, obviously.
38.
Yeah.
So, at that time, you got to keep in mind, she didn't want to fuck up her push. So, again, you'll go with what the fuck they're being thrown at you. But I think now Bianca said, "Oh hell, I ain't doing this." Now
the lawsuit says it was discussed in WWE writer's Slack channel before a show that a new wrestler, Reggie, would dress in drag, complete with wig and tights, so he could partner with Carmella.
Mike, that tongue. What the hell?
I'm trying to stop from laughing.
That one's actually kind of funny.
Poor
That one's
Reggie.
fucking as a gay person.
That's why he has that
He was
damn
like,
gimmick now.
screw that. I'd rather write some scripts.
He's like,
You know
"Oh,
what,
man?
I
Fuck
can't
it.
laugh because we can't laugh, right? I'll just.
Doesn't make it better, Steve.
Hey, listen, we're not laughing. Technically, we're so you know.
Oh, where was this report? Trying to find it. Okay.
Honestly, I know this is gonna sound bad, but even though some of this stuff needs to, they need to stop forcing this upon people. At the end of the day, did half of this stuff happen?
I think the issue is not that it happened, it's that it was pitched, which I think in itself proves that should be that should be bad enough. That they my biggest the 9/11 one, considering you have a member of your roster whose father died in 9/11.
I give you that one. Everything else, as bad as this is gonna sound, that's professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't like to use that as an excuse.
Oh, bro. Oh, dude. Hold up,
bro.
You would have hated Akeem. You would have hated Akeem.
Probably. You know what, Steve? Probably. Here's the difference.
But it just shows you how much of an old influence is still in the writer's room.
Yeah, and I hate it. Like, and I've said it multiple times that like I fucking hated I didn't podcast when they did like the Brandy promo. Hated the Brandy promo. There's AEW has done shit that is not good at all. They've done some racist shit. They've said some sexist shit. Almost any Dan Lambert promo I didn't like.
Hey,
I think that you can. I don't like shit like that in my pro wrestling.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard for me to feel sympathy because of what era of wrestling I grew up in.
Yeah, me too. My question
it's just hard. Like, I understand that, yes, these are bad things that's being pitched, but I think we lived through worse that made it on television.
Muhammad Hassan was one of the greatest kills in 2005.
And they murdered the man. They made him a terrorist and murdered the man.
Yeah, because the network.
Al Snow ate his own dog.
Pepper. The big boss man killed the dog and made him eat it, unbeknownst to him.
What I'll always say is
before you talk, the big boss man again went to Big Show's father's funeral and drove away with the casket.
Well, Big Show riding on the casket.
With Big Show riding on the casket.
Big Boss Man telling Big Show's mom to admit to the world that Big Show was adopted.
The Big Boss Man got hung on pay-per-view.
Yes.
And they still sell it to this day.
Vince McMahon saying to John Cena, "What's up, my you-know-what?"
Right. In the blackest city in the nation.
With the do-rag on. With the do-rag on.
Look, this is what I'm saying. In WCA, it's 2023, man. This shit is uncalled for. And that's my thing. I think everything has to be looked through a lens. Whether or not, like, I think you gotta take out what happened. 15, almost. Katie Vick was 24 years ago at this point. You can't compare what did happen 20 years ago to what was pitched in the last 2 years.
Yes, you can, because those same people pitched it.
Yep.
But you have to that doesn't mean that you can't give them criticism for pitching it today.
Oh,
in
course.
This new age.
Nowadays
shit changes over time.
Absolutely. Listen, what we saw back then today would not fly. And our heartbeat would not fly. That's just the reality of it. Now, Kaden, let's get
I don't think the Kiss My Ass Club's that bad. I don't think that's that
yes,
bad.
It is.
They made a grown man kiss another man's keister.
They knocked out
I don't think that's a man
with
a lot worse
cerebral palsy and put it towards Vince's cheeks.
There are a lot of bad things, but I think like I think you could do a version of the kiss my
prosthetic
ass club.
leg on live TV.
They stuck the old man's butt up Big Show's bare bottom during the pay-per-view.
Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
Mae Young giving birth to a hand ain't that bad. It's bad, but it's not like racist. It's not offensive. And like what CPZ is saying, we can't keep letting writers think this stuff is okay just because it's pro wrestling. And that's you're saying, oh, because this happened, that because they did it 10 years ago, because they did it 20 years ago. I don't think you're using it as a crutch, as an excuse for them. And that's what we should like. I think that's the issue is you shouldn't do that. You should say, look, this shit is not acceptable. We're not highlighting that. We're not highlighting that, Steve. We're not. No, Mike.
I didn't highlight it.
Oh man.
Hey, kid. Hey.
But you should not use it as saying it. It's not what you should be saying is this shit right now in this exact point in time is that those pitches are not acceptable. They don't have a place. And I think that saying, oh, because this specific story happened 20 years ago, that does not mean that these are okay. And let them keep saying,
yeah,
because it's the same writers. You're expecting it's still you should have the expectation that this shit is that they would learn over time, that they would grow. And I don't expect them to, but also I don't necessarily think that because I don't expect them to learn and because I was not surprised by any of these. I can say that none of these surprised me in the slightest, but that also does not mean that I'm going to sit here and say like, you know what? There's been worse things that have happened. I'm still going to say this is not okay. This is not allowed. It's not having somebody be behind 9/11 is objectively not good television. It is fucked up. It's racist. As a Muslim myself, who has had many jokes about 9/11, many jokes about terrorism. When ISIS was when I was in middle school, ISIS was huge, and I had a lot of people like that was when they were like the main talking point. I had a lot of shit said about me, a lot of nasty shit said about me. I don't think it's not okay. It is. Yeah, it is offensive. It is racist. It does not belong on television. It pushes negative stereotypes. It leads toward more hate in the world that we just don't need.
Now, Kaden, can you get to the part where how much she's suing for? What are her demands?
I'm not sure. I did not
because I did hear that she wants her job back as part of the.
I'm trying to find
job
it.
back.
They ain't
But she's
giving you
suing
shit
them.
back.
Why would they give her a job back?
They ain't
giving you nothing back. You can get this money and go about your business.
Now, here's the thing
That's
about
what
it. The reality is, though, is this suit going to go through? Considering that, hey, there's a merger
they'll probably
happening.
settle.
Yeah,
That's what they do all the time.
Vince is going to probably throw some money at her. Here you go, just hush.
Of course, that's what they're going to do.
But I do recall, because I know Saul Monster said this on his show yesterday. Shout out to Saul Monster, by the way. That in the suit, the woman who's suing, obviously, she wants her job back.
I'm looking to confirm that. I'm looking to confirm that.
How is she going to get her job back?
She wants
look how much detail she put in that.
So she seeks reinstatement, damages, and more because her suit is that she was fired in retaliation for speaking out. So she's suing for wrongful termination.
So she wants to be reinstated, basically.
She wants to be reinstated with her job. Which, if she won,
all right. I mean, that's a possibility she can win that if they find enough evidence.
If they find, because what she's saying is that their reasoning for firing her was that she took a chair at Mania 35. Her thing is that other white people have taken those chairs, other white employees have taken those chairs, and none of them got fired. So if she can prove that they fired her based off her race, then yes. It's just a question of does she settle or does she fully go through with this? And then also part of that is trying to prove that because she's saying that she got fired because she took a chair. Not because she took a chance, but also because she thinks that that's their public reasoning. Her belief is that because she spoke out against those racist pitches. So it's just a question of, does she settle, or does this go further? And now it's all right. Let's prove that that these writers went against the code of conduct. Therefore, they should be fired by the board. I think she settles.
I think she settles too.
So they'll settle.
Yeah.
They'll probably throw her a shitload of money. We're probably looking at. I'm just gonna keep it quiet.
All those claims sound believable. So.
Yeah, the claims sound
I
believable.
think it's more of
The reality is, listen.
Yeah.
The reality is this. Yes, what we saw with me, Walter, Mike, Chase, and everyone in general, what we've seen, what we grew up on. Yes, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna fly in today's society.
Yeah.
It's not. No, it ain't happening.
Yeah, our argument really isn't like none of these things aren't real. It's just we're adding to the point of this.
This is what we grew up
of
on.
these claims
Yeah.
that it's not out of the possibility that any of these were false. So,
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and I agree. I think like there's without a shadow, like I 100% think that they happened, and I'm not saying I think that the argument of that just because it was great TV 20 years ago does not mean that it should be able to pass now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Palu right here. A lot of the Attitude Era stuff wouldn't fly in today's era. Vince
No.
McMahon also agreed to.
And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think that a lot of people, when they're like, oh, this generation's sensitive, this wouldn't happen. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's that as a society, we've taken a step in a good direction.
It's changed.
It's
The reality, it's changed.
And while there's been some changes that, sure, some people might view them as bad, I think overall, for the good of society, we've made good steps.
Yeah. I feel like we covered everything today that we needed to cover.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think
There's nothing else.
I mean, we talked about CM Punk playing Uno.
Yeah.
Punk
So
Impact
just to give you guys a rundown real quick. So tomorrow we'll be live with the Raw Rundown. 6 p.m. Still a good time, boys?
mm-hmm.
And then later on around 10:15, myself and Big Mike will go live with Let's Talk NXT. We'll do a live brief review of NXT. Then Wednesday, we're gonna be off on Wednesday. Thursday we'll do sad, and if I'm in good spirits here, God help me here, I'm gonna take one for the team. I'll take one for the team and do an Impact review.
You know what, Steve? If you want to do, it's Thursday, right?
Thursday.
If you want to do a live stream of
But it's
Impact,
it's gonna be a quick one though. I don't want
No,
I don't
I'm
want
saying
it to be in.
But I'm saying if you're trying to watch, if you want to do a watch along to Impact, I think I might want to do a watch along to this Panthers Leafs game.
You can't get what you want all the time, buddy.
Oh,
That's
then
what
I'll
you
be
have.
on my channel doing that.
There you go. That's why you have your Twitch. I mean, after all, I was expecting a stream on on Monday, and it didn't happen. I even went on Caden F. Listen, man. Didn't you say you were gonna stream the NFL draft on your thing?
I was gonna. I had some personal shit happen. First off, that was Thursday, and I had some personal shit happen, so I could only jump on for.
I hit the follow button. I'm like, all right, Caden's gonna break.
No, I was planning on doing it, and I had some stuff happen that I had to take care of. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I've been dealing with some bullshit the last few days.
I understand. Listen, school's first, brother. School's first.
Not even school, just life.
Hopefully, you hopefully make the honor roll, Caden. Hopefully make the honor roll.
Hell no. I'm just trying to fucking pass.
Listen, man.
What?
What's your grade point average, sir?
Yeah, listen.
I wholeheartally agree with Caden. Call it sensitive people and writers in WWE can't keep getting away with this racist bullshit. 2023, like I said, if you have respect for the talent and individual, there's more to that, but
it's been a week. It's been a week since the new world title design. Do y'all love it or hate it?
Still hate it.
I love it.
I love the design. It reminds me a little bit of Big Gold. I do think that that WWE logo is going to.
This is a weird fucking lineup.
You know what I mean? I do think that WWE logo that we saw on the center of the belt is going to be the new logo for WWE once this merger hits. There you go, Chase.
The building's
Congrats,
still
bro.
the building's still the current color. So
Yeah, well, they'll change that. Don't worry.
No,
What's
they
your
just-
grade? What's your
they just
grade
made
point
that.
average,
They just
sir?
updated that building. They ain't changing that shit.
I think
Yeah, because next
It's
semester,
it's like a 3.8.
not bad.
That's
Oh,
good.
It's good. No,
Listen.
this is my worst semester.
Listen, next semester,
I got
next
killed
semester,
this semester.
we'll be getting in contact with your professors because we want to see your academic grades go up. All right.
I'm gonna make a proposition for you, Mr. Caden.
My shit were
Lee.
worse than that.
Here we go.
If you can get a 4.0 grade average, I will give you 100 of my hard-earned dollars.
Wow.
100
Do you mean 4.0 next semester or overall?
next semester. Next semester.
I could very easily do that.
Yeah, you could take easy class.
Do it.
Oh.
The pressure's on.
All right, I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
You know what?
That's gonna
Promises
go
kept,
towards my
promises
fun to go to the
earned.
Royal Rumble.
You know
Promises
what?
kept, promises earned.
Promises kept. Promises kept. Promises earned. Heel Steven.
You know what, man? Listen, man. I think Katie can do it. I think you got to study
Chase
hard.
is gonna throw in that pot
we
too.
got
Wow.
some, we got help. There we go.
I wanna quickly tell the story of Vegas. So
Vegas. What happened in Vegas?
yeah, so I haven't been able to see it yet on air because this just happened yesterday, but I found some people to stay with in Las Vegas at an Airbnb. We can split the cost. So I will be flying into Vegas now Friday. I will be getting there Friday morning, like early as fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do Friday because I can't even get to the Airbnb until like 5 p.m. But I could only afford a flight that landed at 7. So I'm probably just gonna go I don't know, I'll probably just chill. I think I'm only gonna bring a backpack anyways. And then yeah, I'll be there Friday night. I should be at GCW, or at least plan on going to GCW. I'll be GA. I'm not gonna do y'all's bougie seats. I'll be GA.
Listen, man. We got media passes, bro. We got
I know. I'm not that bougie. Like Brett, maybe Brett will give me a GA. If I'm lucky, Brett will give me a GA. I'm not as cool as these people.
Listen, man. We got the limo ride going. Brett Lard hooked up the limo from from the hotel all the way and back.
Steven Walter, what time do you guys fly in? Y'all fly in early too, right?
Early in the morning.
Yeah, early.
What time do y'all land?
9.
8 a.m. almost 8ish in the morning.
All right, let's talk about this off air. I'm trying to get some food.
Yeah,
All
guys.
right.
We're gonna put a bow on this, guys. Finally,
Put a bow on
Jurassic World, I will not answer that question.
We're gonna hand out the bills
I
for
actually wanna
everyone
know.
on today's service.
I'll tell you all off air.
You know what I mean? We'll hand out the bills. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's service. All of us here, we worked hard prepping. We worked hard in the early crack of dawn. I had Kaden and Mike literally butcher up the cow, clean up the bones for stock. You know, again, it was a great service today. We thank you guys. I was working the scallops. It was amazing, guys. Thank you all for tuning in today. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Big Mike, let them know where can the fine folks check you out, brother.
You can follow me on Twitter at DetroitGamer313. Also here every single day on the Around the Point Network. We're also gonna be on True Hill Heat.
You know what? I'll
for
put the
Rated Raw Superstars for the draft and the New Jersey Devils versus the New York Rangers Game 7.
Alrighty.
I just texted in the group chat. I don't know if I'm on there too, but I did ask. We'll see.
TBD.
TBD.
But for us three, we're being there. But that's where I am. Next, let's end this, please.
Oh God, Rampage did 2. Rampage did bad.
Oh, I need to know. Rampage.
Oh, it's did a 2. Oh,
yes, 2 something. 2 what?
298.
298.
The hashtag AEW Rampage after it. Like no one's watching that. Dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, time out though. But I'm pretty sure though in DVR numbers they probably did good because I know a lot of time they counted also little DVR.
It was an early start.
All right, we gotta go. We actually have stuff we gotta talk about.
Well,
Follow me on my Twitter at Kaden, KADEN _FTW.
Okay,
There we go.
Big
I'm last.
Walty, let them know.
Yep. Follow me on Twitter. Hey, I'm Walter. I did such great work today here for 20 minutes. And yeah, we'll see you later.
Absolutely. And of course, Mr. Caden.
I already went.
You already
All right,
went.
then. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, again, guys, we did an installment of ATP Gaming over the weekend. We'll be doing more of that this week. All that fun stuff. All right, but this was awesome, guys. Thank you all again for tuning in. All right, for myself, for Big Mike, for Caden.
Now it's time for Steve to disrespect everybody watching.
For Walter, and for Chase. Follow him on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. This has been another live edition of Steve's Kitchen. Good night, everybody.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.